Hey everyone, Eclectic Handyman here, and today we're going to do a quick tune-up on this Briggs Stratton 3000 max PSI pressure washer. We're going to replace the filter. Got a new filter. We're going to change out the oil. I got some new full synthetic SA5W30 as prescribed, and we also got a new spark plug. I'm going to try out one of these E3s and see how it works. All right, let's get started. All right, first up, we've got to remove this 8mm nut right here. Really easy. Just one. That takes off the air filter housing. And there is our air filter. Obviously has some use on it. Now, depending on your model, it might be located in a slightly different place. All you need to do is trace it down, is find the carburetor, because you have to have air intake on that. So this is going to be the first step. Pretty easy. I'm going to wipe it down a little bit in here, put the new filter in, and that step will be done. All right. I just want to get any extra debris that may have gotten past the oil filter over time and just get it nice and clean. This is the exact same filter for this one. This is part number 491588S. Really all I did was go to Walmart. Even though I had originally bought this from Sears, it's just a Briggs Stratton motor, so it's pretty straightforward. We'll go ahead and take that out. And once again, we've got some debris in here. We're just going to wipe that out, get this nice and clean. Notice I left the screw in there so I didn't lose it. All right. And if you forget which way it goes in, this is the direction. It sits in there nicely. All right, so before fully putting this cover back on, and I've got the new air filter in there, I want to go ahead and service the spark plug as well. Spark plug is right here on the cylinder head behind the carburetor. So you need to remove the spark plug boot, and if it's a little stubborn, you can just kind of twist it back and forth. You can pull it off and move it to the side. And then you're going to want to use a 5/8 inch socket wrench to go ahead and remove that from the cylinder head. And once you get that loosened up, you should be able to pull it right out. Now, you can clean this up and, sand it, check the gap and everything. It's no big deal. You could do that as a more routine service interval. I just wanted to go ahead and do a replacement. So we saw we have the new spark plug. I'm just going to put a little bit of anti-seize on the plug, just a tad, so it doesn't bind, just like I would any spark plug. Just run that around the threads and then wipe off any excess. That should be just fine. We'll get this hand started here, and then we'll put the force to it with our wrench. And the anti-seize, I've always found too, kind of helps it a little bit like a lubricant to get back in, because a lot of times the cylinder head and the threads are kind of dry. Just make sure to not get any of that lubricant on the end of the plug. So we'll put this right back. And this is why it's good to start by hand first, because you know if you threaded it correctly. And remember, it doesn't have to be crazy tight. Just get it. You don't want to strip those threads. That'll be good. And since this has a rubber insert stuck on there, go ahead and put the spark plug wire back on, making sure you get all the way down and hear that click. And now we can get right back to where we had left off with installing the air filter cover. There's three kind of like slots at the bottom, fits into, goes back in real nicely, putting the choke lever back through. You can start it by hand tight, grab your wrench, and then finish it the rest of the way. Let me actually get that in there. because I did not get it hand tight at first. And easy does it. Step one is done. Air filter is replaced. All right, so now we need to drain the oil out of the pressure washer, and I don't really have a fantastic way of doing this other than sitting at the top of that oil pan for just long enough to get the oil out and then get it off so it doesn't break the bottom. And so this process is going to involve taking off, first of all, this is the fill cap right here, so we can go ahead and remove that just so the air will flow. This down here is the drain plug. It's a 3/8 inch square plug. So I was able to get a ratchet in here and begin to loosen this up. Ideally, if I had the right type of socket, it might have been even a little bit easier. But there's enough angles that you can get in here that once you get it broken loose, you can even come at it at a front angle and turn it as I am right here. Any kind of wrench you can get in there. You can get a small adjustable wrench, and then you should be able to get your hand in there. All right, out comes that oil. And I'm going to go ahead and aid it a little bit by tipping it. And quite frankly, I should have done this quite some time ago, as that oil is really dirty. I'm just going to go ahead and help it out all the way. I don't want to make a mess, and I could have been more gentle here, but it's not that heavy for me. But for you, if it is, just let it drain and be patient. Just want to get all that oil out. It's even coming out the top. Go ahead and give it another check here. All right. We'll just put this to the side. Move my oil pan out of the way. Might have a couple of drips here. That's okay. And we will, at this point, we need to reinstall the plug. If it's finished draining the 3/8 inch, and we just got a little bit of mess. That's what these nice red rags are for. Clean that up. And for this, now remember, your pressure washer, probably a different model, probably not exactly the same as this one. So the overall, it's still, a combustion engine, so it's gonna, unless you have something, one of the electric ones, which then in that case, none of this procedure would apply necessarily. But if it's a little bit of a different model, you still have all the same parts. Check your owner's manual. If you don't have it, look online. Or again, just put everything in relation to the carburetor and get that all drained out, cleaned up. And now we can I've already hand tightened that. So now I'll go ahead and tighten that plug down, and we'll be ready to fill it up. We will need a funnel to get that. So again, you can just use that strategy, going from both sides. You should be able to get enough angles to keep tightening that plug down. It does have some Loctite already on it, the red color, and that's going to help keep it from vibrating away as the motor is running. And just about got it nice and tight here. That's going to be good. There we have it. Okay. So now we're ready to fill it up. Again, it says this is about 20 ounces of oil. And I'm going to use a funnel, and one of these bottles is 18 ounces, so I went ahead and bought 2 just to make sure enough, and it's basically supposed to fill up right to the cap. There's no dipstick or whatever. So let me grab a funnel. All right, so I got my funnel here, and it's not, it'd probably be better to have one that has one of those flexible tubes so that this does not dump out onto the floor, but I've got enough of an angle. Just checking to make sure I'm doing it right here so I'm not dumping out below. Again, considering all the different types of oil changes I do, I should probably have a better funnel here, but it works. And this oil, as you can see, compared to that dark black, I let that go too long. There's no excuse. This is a really simple procedure to do a tune-up, honestly, and it's reasonably cost. In fact, we're getting towards the end of summer now. I had bought this stuff about a month ago and noticed that all of it was on clearance the other day at Walmart because we're at the end of the summer. So these bottles are now $2 on clearance, full synthetic, and some of the other filters and such. But I think all in all, in parts, I had less than $20 thrown at this. And let me just check the level. Whoops. Yeah, so we're full because it's coming right back out. So in that case, made a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. So there may have been a little bit of residual in there because it's streaming back down. So I'm gonna put my cap on. And clean up any residual so it doesn't smoke. And one other thing it did recommend, because I'm in the depth of summer, it's warm in the garage, and so the oil is, nice and thin to begin with. But if you're doing this in the winter, you will want to probably start it first to get it warmed up before you drain that oil. So there you have it. We've probably got all of 20 minutes into this project, and we have changed the oil, the filter, and the plug, and this is ready to use. Hope this helped. We'll see you next time on the Eclectic Handyman.